In 2002, my twin brother and I had our 97 Ford Mustang SN95 cars. 5-speed manuals, identical, matching cars. We put the Cobra R wheels on them. We were very excited to have these cars. And back then, the '01 Bullitt was just brand new. It just come out. It was my favorite car at the time. The owner of the Ford dealership in my town had bought one, and he lived in my neighborhood, and he was really nice to me. He'd take me for rides in it. I got to wash it, take care of it and stuff. So that was my favorite car at the time. The '01 Cobra was out too, the 99. There's a black 99 Cobra in town that I liked seeing, and a silver 2001 Cobra that I kept my eye on for a while. It was on a car dealership lot here for sale, and then I saw somebody get it, and I'd see it at car shows once in a while. And it ended up going down to Las Vegas and being sold with a lot of miles, and the engine went bad on it. But anyway, I kept track of it. It was a cool car. And back then, the 2000 Cobra R was kind of the biggest awesome Mustang ever produced up to that time. But those were basically non-existent around here. Nobody had one around here, and I had never seen one. I still haven't seen one in person yet. And so my brother and I had our Mustangs, and our friend had a black '84 Corvette. And it was a stick shift, and it was pretty fun for the time, and it was really cool to have. And his dad was into cars, and that's how we got him to buy the Corvette. We showed it to him, found it in town for sale, and I think he paid $5,000 for it back then with less than 100,000 miles on it. And his dad was really cool and really into cars. And back then, there wasn't YouTube, and the forums were around a little bit, but there just wasn't a whole lot of ways to get media and learn about cars and talk to people about cars and stuff. And so luckily we had my friend's dad, the friend with the Corvette, and he had a '66 Chevelle SS 396 4-speed that was in the garage. And so this is what kind of car that is and the color it would have been. His needed total restoration. It had rust around the fenders and everything. And it was a 4-speed car. It was cool to see the bench seat with the 4-speed and the black leather, and it still had the keychain with the SS badge hanging from the keychain. And it was just really cool to see that car and be able to talk cars with somebody. And so when my brother and I would go over to my friend's house, we'd go down into the basement to play video games and just be teenagers. And every time we went over to my friend's house, his dad was sitting there at the kitchen table, and he was a very hardworking man, and I really admired him. And he would sit there at the table and he'd be reading Hot Rod magazine. And one day we walked in and we were headed to go downstairs to play video games, and he said, "Hey boys, have you seen this yet?" And he opened up an issue of Hot Rod magazine, and inside was something that would change my life forever. And so what I did was I thought about it, I figured it out, I went back, I got on eBay, and I actually bought the exact issue of Hot Rod magazine. So I'm going to show you what that is right now. We're going to open it up together, and I'll continue the story. And so I have a tradition whenever I get something in the mail, I like to get my Swiss Army knife that has the scissors on it and open it up carefully. This is my Swiss X tool, really nice, like a Leatherman, and it has the scissors on it. So it's just a tradition I like to do to enjoy the experience of getting something that I really like in the mail and opening it up. And so I'll cut the top off of this, and together we're going to see exactly what I saw in August of 2002 at my friend's house when my friend's dad was reading Hot Rod magazine. So this is what it was. This is, I'm so excited, you can tell. This is the August edition, and it doesn't look like much. It has a Firebird on the cover, and so you wouldn't really know that this was anything special. And I had seen this pop up as I'd searched, but I didn't realize this is what it was. And so after a lot of searching and figuring it out, this is what I bought. So I'll be very careful not to bend the pages here. Here it is. I can see it's right there. This is what I saw in August of 2002. Boom. The 2003 Mustang Cobra. This was the first time I had ever seen a Terminator Cobra. Remember, I did not have the internet readily available to me. I could not watch YouTube videos of what was coming out. This was the first time I ever saw a Terminator Cobra, and I own two of these Terminator Cobras, and so you can tell that this car means a lot to me, and the history of this car is phenomenal. If you don't know about the '03 Cobra, fully forged engine from the factory, supercharged T56 6-speed. This is just the coolest car ever. And so I really wanted to open up this magazine and have one in my hands and see what I saw back in 2002, because that made a huge impression on me. And I've seen the pictures on the internet. You can go online and actually read the whole article, and you can look at the pictures. They're saved if you Google it and stuff. And so this is the picture that I saw of an '03 Cobra, the very first one, and it's doing this massive burnout, smoke billowing out of the tires. This was awesome. So I wanted to get a copy of that magazine and have it in my collection. So here's the cool '03 Cobra wheel. Here's a nice picture of it from the backside with the Terminator spoiler and bumper, everything that's so special about this car. There's the supercharged 4.6 liter. Again, the burnout picture, a little bit different, zoomed out a little bit here. And here's a track driver taking it around the corner and drifting the car. I believe this was the pre-production car that had the parchment interior. From what I can tell, that's what the interior pictures are and everything, and I assume that's what it is. Actually, the article talks about how it had Michigan plates on it, and it's a really cool article to go through and read about when they were testing this car and how other people passed it on the road and didn't realize what it really was. They just thought it was another Mustang, but it is definitely not another Mustang. So this is just something really cool I wanted to do and share with everybody. Really fun. Just got it in the mail. It's always fun to wait for something in the mail and get it. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more Mustang content.